Okay, so we're covering two tools that are absolutely essential for every edit, and these tools give you the ability to craft your style, really key for consistency in your edits and getting a unique look in Lightroom. So after this video, you'll have no more questions about understanding the curves and understanding color grading. Why these two tools? Because they're kind of interlinked in a way, and they're just really important. And you got to know the difference, and you got to know the similarities. And we're going to go through an example of using them, because that's how you learn, looking at lots of different examples of these tools in action after you learn the basics and actually how they work. Let's break these two tools down and recreate a really professional photographer's style and edit in this one. If you want to go much more in depth into these concepts, that's what we cover in the course. So the photographer's photo and edit we're breaking down in this one. He gets really unique edits and I love his style, like cinematic, filmic, and his colors are very intentional. So it's a great example. And just real quickly looking at his feed, if he has greens in his photo, he focuses on the greens. If he has blues, he's focusing on the blues. If there's warm tones, he's focusing on the warm tones. If you want to go deep into color theory, he's doing a very good job of an analogous color theme, analogous photos, complementary colors. Yeah, skin to this one. Let's cover the settings. Low ISO because 1.4 is lots of light, 35mm and 125 shutter is plenty at 35mm. So perfect job there. And we'll come down, enable profile corrections, Sigma 35mm 1.4 on a Canon. So yeah, let's get more shape, enrich the colors, make sure this photo works well in the feed and just looks a bit more cinematic. Okay, looking at his photo, we look a little too bright, especially if you look at the back here. So highlights down, shadows, because we want more dynamic lighting. So whites down, blacks up. So I just, really wanted to get that sky back there. So that's why I would drop the highlights and drop the whites a lot. Shadows, and then like if we don't bring the blacks up, we can't see a lot. It's just a bit too dark in a lot of these areas. So we're gonna bring up and clarity. He uses clarity. I think it helps for the cinematic look. Now, and saturation. So we'll come back to this section because in reality, when you're trying to get a good edit, you are going from curves, you're going to sliders, you're going back to HSL, you're going back to color grading. So I can't just show you exactly what to do in each panel. I'll explain why I'm coming back to this panel. Okay, so let's cover the curves. We have a box here, and this can get really confusing for some people. All you have to do to simplify this is this axis represents dark pixels from the left and bright pixels all the way to the right. So if we turned our image black and white, dark pixels exist on this side of the image, bright pixels exist on the side of this axis, okay, this bottom axis, okay, bright pixels over here, dark pixels over here, and then in between is here. So all that you're doing, so this axis here is brightening, okay, so you could be brightening the dark pixels, or you could be darkening the bright pixels, okay, so it's black and white. Nothing to do with color at the moment. So this is ideal because now we can get pretty targeted. These points give us a bit of extra control and you can get pretty creative in your contrast. Let's add contrast, brightening and darkening to this photo. Okay, so first of all, you got to determine what kind of style he has. We're just trying to recreate his edit. So cinematic, filmic. So, and I'm just looking at his image also. So stuff like his shoe here, see how we want to see if we can match up this effect here. You can see this fade here. We want to match that up to his. So this we only want a little bit. So that's why I'll lift this bit a little. You'll notice our image is getting a little bit dark. So I'm gonna brighten it. And you might think, whoa, that's way too bright. This comes to another portion I want to bring up, is this curve. I'm gonna bring down the brightness in this curve. Okay, so this curve is exactly the same as this curve. We just have sliders. Now I'm just gonna darken and shadows. Okay, so again, why not just darken and brighten up here in the sliders? This is just more control, and as you get more advanced, you'll be able to see the style effects someone is doing. I can look at his feed and be like, okay, he is using curves instead of sliders. There's very subtle effects that we could be here for 4 hours going over all the different style effects, but right now you just need to know that the curves create a more controlled and very different contrast effect up here, okay? Trust me on that. While we're up here, drop the vibrance, common for the cinematic look, more moody. Okay, we will come back to red, green, and blue. Like, what are these? Okay, we're a tiny bit too bright. And another thing similar to exposure is gonna be the vignette we want. So very common if your subject is in the middle of the frame. Let's midpoint it so it really goes into that middle of the frame and feather it out, more gradual. Okay, so you can see how we improved the contrast of our photo. Okay, see how the light's a bit more dynamic now? Now I wanna make it even more dynamic by doing a little bit in the curves. Okay, so we just want the same in each channel. So why red, green, and blue? Because we can make any color with red, green, and blue. That's all you need to know. Mixing these three colors, we can just create any color. Don't overcomplicate it, and they work just like this curve where the shadows are over here, the whites are over here. Do we add in red? Do we take red out of the shadows? Red out of the shadows, you get cyan, which is over here. If you look at a color wheel, cyan is the opposite of red. You can see he's got a bit of a different tone over here, like to our colors. So I'm gonna come into maybe the greens, make it look a bit more orange tone, add in some greens there. And now we're a little bit too orange, but he does something, and I'm kind of going off other tutorials I've done for his style, but I see him doing this a bit in the calibration, going to the left. So it changes your skin tones a lot. I think he does this for his skin tones. Because I've done so many tutorials on his style, I need to push all of the reds to a little bit more purple, but you'll be like, this affects every color in the image. What the hell? But every color does have some red in it because every color is made up of a different percentage of red, green, and blue. So green has a bit of red in it and has a bit of blue in it, and just the right combination of everything creates any color. So that's why every single color moves if you move these sliders. Okay, let's just go with that. Now everything is shifted a bit more towards pink, especially the skin tones. So I think that's how he gets quite really nice looking skin tones. And I'll even come back up to the curves. Let's get a bit more orange. I like that. Real quick, saturation of some of these tones. Okay, yellows is only up here. Very surprising. Bit more this way. Oranges, maybe there. Let's really bring up these oranges. Okay, blues, her jacket. Let's bring these down a bit. Okay, we're looking a little too orange. So let's just bring down the greens until we really match up his tones. Okay, it's close. If you understand color theory, you can do this too. Okay, that looks like the exact tone there, I think. Luminance is the brightness of colors, okay? So I'm gonna drop the yellows only because kind of brings back dynamic range a little bit. It just flattens this bit up here. Nothing to do with color. Oranges is a good idea. Kind of illuminates everything. Brightening the oranges will punch. Okay, split toning, midtones, shadows, and highlights. It just lets us get pretty targeted with where we want to put our colors. Okay, and if you've seen a tutorial of someone creating a style with only split toning, don't listen to them. Okay, it's very generic. It's very, very generic. You need it's much more of a in-depth process than just adding highlights, blues. Okay, this image, we're just going to increase blue in the shadows. Okay, and then in the highlights, we're gonna go a warmth. We're going to choose a warmth. So why am I choosing a blue and a warmth? So you have to go back to his feed, where if he's got greens in the image, he's leaning into the greens. If he's got blues in his image, he's leaning towards the blues. We have rich oranges. She's wearing a blue outfit, so we are leaning into the orange and blues in this image. So that's why we are doing orange highlights, blue shadows. And then blending is like, how much do you want these to overlap with each other? And then the balance is, do you want 70% highlights, or do you want the highlights to affect all of it, all of your image, or do you want the shadows to affect more of your image, or the highlights? It's like, no, I want more of effect of the shadows, so blues, because that's what we put in there. I'm gonna go more highlights, 70% of your image, around there. And blending, so how much do you want them to overlap with each other? In practical terms, you do your highlights and shadow adjustments, and then you just come in here and you slide. It'll just jump out at you what's more natural. And if this is in the middle, I think there's too many blues getting into the skin tone. Looks a bit cold. Let's favor the highlights in this example to try to get his edit, match it up the same. So back up to the curves here. I just really want to emphasize like this curve again. So he's got the tiniest bit more flatness up here. So I might drop this point. See how it drops that? We only want to do it the tiniest bit, absolutely tiny, I think, even not do it. So it's a giveaway to me, analyzing his work, that he's not doing this. Okay, so bringing down the whitest of whites, and then just a little fade. You don't want too much of a fade. And then like we need this point here, because this darkens. So by bringing it down, we are darkening the dark parts of the image, helping contrast, rich tones. And I think we are pretty similar now. Yeah, really beautiful edits he gets. And then if we turn curves on and off, you can see how much richness. And yeah, I think his style really depends on curves and split toning. You can go watch my other tutorials I've done with him. It's even more exaggerated, the change of colors. If you want to go much more in depth into these concepts, that's what we cover in the course. Hopefully you understand the basics in this one. Check out the free trainings, check out the free presets, comment down below what you want to see, what will help you learn, where are you at, and yeah, catch you in the next one.